Hello everyone, it's Tina Swanson, aka Kitty Girl, and I wanted to do a flip through of my swap submission for Junk Journal Junkies. You were to decorate an Altoid 10, and inside you were to include a mini journal, and the 10 had to close. Those were the requirements. And I believe the journal had to be at least a minimum of 6 pages. The trick is not to put too many pages in it or to thicken it up too much because again it has to close in the 10, and as you can tell mine does. And what else? Oh, a little funny story is I don't usually eat Altoids, and because of this particular swap, I had to ask my husband if he could go get me some Altoids. And the funny thing is, he knew it. He knew it wasn't for the Altoids. He knew it was some silly swap I was doing. Well, not silly. He doesn't really call it silly. I guess maybe I do, but I just thought it was humorous that he knew what it was for. At any rate, here's my submission, and what I did is I had bought these little fun fall sprays from Hobby Lobby. I didn't know what I was going to use it for. I just knew that maybe pocket letters or something, and I'm glad I did because this was perfect for this swap. And because I had it on top of this particular color background, my husband says you need a little something to pop that up. So I love it when he gives me really good advice because I knew he was right. I just didn't know what I wanted to use. And so I dug a little deeper in my stash, and I had some fall leaves, and some of the leaves, I think it's from the Recollections collection, and this is the batch of leaves here. I bought them a while ago, and it's got some book paper prints on it, so I thought that was perfect. And I did that, and magically it worked. And he was happy with it as well. So what I did to decorate the tin is I gessoed the whole tin. Obviously there's writing on it, and so I gessoed the whole thing with black because I'm going to use some dark colors on it. I thought that would be a little bit more appropriate than the normal white. And I gessoed the whole thing up, and then I crinkled up tissue paper. I love tissue paper. I crinkled it up, Mod Podged it on, and then let it dry completely for a whole 24 hours. And then I went in with watercolors. And to give it a little bit more of a distressed look, I went ahead and rubbed in some antique photo on there. Some vintage photo, excuse me. And I think the camera's doing a really good job of picking up the texture, and that's basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that there was texture on this. The one thing I thought about doing, and I'm not sure if I still want to because now at this point it already needs to be mailed out, I was going to add some little feet to it. So maybe I won't because now she's probably already seen what she's getting, and I don't want her to automatically get it in the mail. And thought, well, I don't remember it having it feet. So at any rate, maybe I'll do that next time is add some little baubles um, for some feet. Okay, on the inside, I had a little 6x6 paper packet that I had picked up at our local craft store called Craft Warehouse. Thought it was totally appropriate. Again, it's the fall autumn theme. And here is the leaf. And hello fall. I watched Allie Common's sample video, and she had put a piece of ribbon in there just to kind of help pop the book out. So I did the same. Thank you, Allie, for that tip. I love it. So I'm going to pop this out. And I decorated the inside with some coffee stained book paper. And I think I even distressed it a little bit more. And then I added another leaf here just to kind of cover the edge of that ribbon. Okay. Now for the book, I had some, or I have, not had, I have some wallpaper samples from a long time ago. We have a store here called Scrap, and you can go in and donate your art and craft supplies. Of course, I do more buying than I do donating. Well, I don't think I've ever donated, to be honest with you. But I'm a huge patron of the store. I love it. You never know what you're going to find in there. All different odds and ends. It's pretty cool. And I go in there now looking for my junk journal paper type stuff. So somebody is nice enough to go in there. It's a volunteer, and she kind of consolidates a bunch of stuff together. So it's kind of a mystery packet when you get it. So fun stuff. At any rate, I went ahead and stitched around the edges. And this is the cardstock sticker that came with a paper packet that I had picked up. And so I thought it was fitting. Every year I fall for pumpkin spice, falling leaves, apple cider, and you. And I added a nice button. and then some string jute. On the inside is the pocket. As I was stitching, I made sure I included the pocket on there too, so that way it would stay secured, and just added a couple of tags. This particular piece is a paint swatch, and again, the terracotta look to it, so I thought it was perfect. Wanted to make sure that I incorporated that. And paper clips. I love paper clips, any types of shapes. So anytime I do see them, I try to pick them up because I never know what I'm going to use them for, right? So this one I had in there when I was doing some digging. I found this leaf. I was pretty excited to find that. And here's some little bitty tags here, again using cardstock sticker. And here's a little envelope. So just goes on there like that. I distressed the back side of it because it was just completely stark white. It's not supposed to have any white pages, and so I went ahead and distressed it with some ink and then sewed on some lace. Of course, I decided to use a zigzag stitch there so it would pop through on this side. Here you can tuck something in here, ribbon with some lace on top of it. It's amazing when you're getting things in return because you pick up these little tips and stuff. So a couple of things that I've gotten from Miss Tina. Hi, Tina. So she always layers her lace on top of ribbons and things. So I love that. Did some stamping. I love this leaf. It's amazing. I cataloged all my stamps, and now that I have cataloged all of my stamp images, I can honestly say all of my stamps. I think I have over 400 now. I have used every one of them because I have stamped them into my catalog. So I can go there by theme and pick things out, easily pick it out, and go to the number that's assigned to it, choose it, pull it, use it, and then put it back immediately, and it's there for the next time I need it. So long process, but well worth it. I can thank Totally Tiffany for that one. So that was the best organization tip ever. Here, I sewed some more lace on there, just a straight stitch, and did some more stamping. A little bag with pull-out card. I had some leftover pieces from vellum, stained vellum that I had used, and so I decided to sew that in as a belly band and added another tag. Again, cardstock stickers. I went ahead and backed this one up with some cardstock, some actual cardstock, since it is a sticker. And isn't he or she cute? Whichever you prefer. And then I love how the stitching kind of came through on this side too. So give it a little bit more contrast. Stitched on some more lace. Again, had to be really careful about the trims on these little guys because if you wanted them to fit in the book or into the tin. A little steno notebook paper that's been stained. Did some stamping here. And then I have burlap, a little scrap of burlap. I was going to pull this off, but I kind of like it how it kind of just hangs there. So I'm going to leave it. And then, of course, isn't that darling? Little owl. Lots of little places to write, and that's on the vellum. I decided not to just leave the vellum bare. More stamping, some off stamping using that one leaf you saw on a previous page. Here's some more of that leaves. I just love the veins in it. It's just so detailed. And so I use that as a tuck. And here's a tag that I made it into a little card. Added a gem. And then here's that jute string. Just kind of wanted to use some of the same supplies to kind of tie it all in together. And I added some little beads on the end of it for dingle and then a charm. Some more vellum. And then I just took a tag and folded it in half and added another paper clip. I was going to cut this off, but I decided to go ahead and just leave it. May as well just make it a little mini flap. More lace. Some of the things I had in my stash are these vellum envelopes. I think you've seen them in some of my videos. I love it. Again, I got to figure out where I got them or if I can get more of it. It used to be one of the trends when you're scrapbooking, so hopefully I can find some more. I love it. It's just, this is a vertical envelope, so that was kind of perfect for this one since it's such a vertical book. Um, so this is a little funny thing. I finished this book or this little journal in my hotel room the other night, and I was like, I want to make a little book, but I didn't really have supplies, and I didn't want to use cardstock for the book. So, so happens I actually kept this little cardstock piece that was in a wallet that I was using for the week. And it's like a little address thing where you fill out your address and then you leave it in case someone finds your wallet. And so anyways, I thought it was perfect. I just kind of cut it down, add this nice little banner to it, cardstock sticker. And on the inside, you can see where it has the details where you put in, or the blanks where you put in your address and so forth. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then added some origami paper on the inside for some pages. And so here I have my little book. And then this little stamp here is super cute. I used to be a close to my heart consultant, and so I have a lot of supplies. And I will say this is my most favorite tool that I use for journaling. I just love the little staples um, that I can do with it. So I use it a lot. So tiny. I'm sure other brands make the same thing, but it's what I have, so that's what I'm using. So that tucks in there. You can add something underneath if you want to. And then of course here's the other end of that envelope that I flip back so I can have a tuck spot there. And again, some more of those little tiny staples. This for the paper pads, normally they all have the little holes in there so they can hang on the shelving. And so rather than cut this out like I normally do, I decided to go ahead and incorporate it into my journal and add some of this fun fiber. Again, it used to be a super big trend with scrapbooking, and I didn't throw any of it away because it was just too pretty to do that, and I'm glad I didn't. It's just, I guess sometimes it's just nice to hoard, and because you never know what you might come back to. Just like my punches, I got rid of all my punches. I wasn't using them, so I got rid of them. I purged them out, and now that I'm into journal making and pocket letter making, guess what? Started buying punches. I think I'm a firm believer if you have the space to put your stuff in, just keep it. So you never know what kind of craft you're going to get into later, I guess. And here's another card, just a bigger one. And more stamping, more lace or trim. Again, I love that leaf. It's another little flip, and then there's a little tuck there. And then here, there's a little tuck there. Tuck this tag in, I think. There we go. And then another paper clip, little key. I thought that was pretty. And that's it. That's my little journal, and it fits all nice and neat in this little tin, and it will close up and it'll stay shut. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next video. Bye for now.